All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is about that time. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. What up, Jeff?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to be with y'all this morning. I want to talk a little bit about what I think is on the horizon with the Trump administration, and the only reason I want to do that is because I want people, regardless of where you are in this whole thing, voting, not voting, I'm not here to judge you on that. I think we should vote, and I'm going to say that. But I just want people to know what they're signing up for. There was, back in 1994, something called the Contract with America. And Newt Gingrich really, in a lot of ways, revolutionized the Republican Party because they had been getting their butts beat. And he was like, what is something that can galvanize the GOP to take back the Congress, to take the Senate, to really affect the national agenda, and in many ways set the stage for an incredibly organized GOP that had a really focused policy agenda and knew what they wanted to do by taking over state legislatures, the whole deal. And Kay, I know you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly, yeah.
But if you think that it ended there, you don't know about Project 2025. Kay, have you seen this?
I have seen it. It's a long term. They played a long game.
Bro, this ain't no game.
This whole thing started with Rickey
at all. So let me be clear with you all. There's this thing called Project 2025. It was created by the Heritage Foundation, and for those of you who don't know the Heritage Foundation has been probably one of the most prolific think tanks and training institutions for the GOP in the last 40 years. They do unbelievable research. I'm not saying I believe it, but what I'm saying is they do not mess around. It is incredibly organized, incredibly well-funded, and they are the ones who have written this. And, I mean, this thing is clear. Building now for a conservative victory through policy, personnel, and training. That's from their website. It's not enough for conservatives to win elections. If we are going to rescue the country from the grip of the radical left, we need both a governing agenda and the right people to take place to carry this agenda out on day one of the next conservative administration. This is the goal of the 2025 Presidential Transition Project. The project will build on 4 pillars. Y'all, and let's be clear, they have an entire policy agenda. And that policy agenda goes deep into stuff that many of us are not thinking about. I mean, when I talk about, many of you have heard they want to get rid of the Department of Education. They want to get rid of the Department of Commerce. They want to dismantle the FBI. They want to slash the Department of Justice.
The Food and Drug Administration.
Yes. The FCC, the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission.
Civil rights legislation.
And create a blueprint for tax cuts that are really about protection of business, which I don't actually think is bad, but at the cost of what? And so I just want y'all to be clear, like, these folks know what they're doing. And if you ask me to be honest and say, do I think that the Democrats have an equally Machiavellian and clear strategy? Hell no. They absolutely do not. But as I read through Project 2025, what I know is it does not represent what I want for my family. It does not represent what I want for my community. And I really want y'all to check it out. Don't take my word for it. But really go to project2025.org and read about it. I mean, they're talking about, they already know people they want to put in place for positions, training they want to do, the playbook. I mean, this thing is, yeah.
They want to build a permanent Republican majority. And I don't know if people understand what that means.
Yes.
But that means
and not
that
in the federal government,
one-party rule.
Everywhere.
And what that means for our kids.
Yes, absolutely. And let's be fair, man. I mean, I am not young. So I actually remember a time where Republican didn't mean what it meant now. There were conservatives who were just conservatives. They weren't ideologues that hated other people. This GOP is not conservatives. They are right-wing ideologues that don't even like other members of their party. So I want to be real clear about what we are facing in this moment. Is a group of unbelievably well-organized, well-funded, focused people who have a clear view of what they want America and the world to be. And you're going to see it today when in this 80th anniversary of Normandy. It's crazy that we're celebrating the 80th anniversary of taking the beach in Normandy, France, which turned the tide of World War II, and the alliances that we now have through Trump are almost in direct opposition to who America has been. And I'm not the one to say that America's always been right, but because they haven't, but I don't want them to get wronger.
Right.
Y'all, let me know what y'all think. Check this thing out, project2025.org. Hit me at Jeff's Nation on IG. Would love to hear what you think, and we're going to keep talking about this.
Hey,
y'all,
Jeff, we always appreciate you, man. Always appreciate you. Love you, man.
Love y'all, too, man. Talk to y'all on Monday.
All right, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.